All right, good morning, Joe Walker here. It is Friday, May the 9th, about 8:15 this morning. I'm here with the broilers. We have to get them moved today, but first I want to get their water tower set up. So we've been using this rain barrel, and with this rain barrel, I have to basically fill this thing up twice a day. So I filled it up before we left, and it is on empty. So we're going to solve that problem with this tote. So 500 birds, they're consuming, twice this is probably 40 gallons. So they're consuming, 80 to 100 gallons a day. And so we're going to go ahead and build another water tower similar to what we did with the layers. This tote's been sitting at our first lease, actually collecting rainwater. It's full of leaves and all, so we're going to get this cleaned out. I got another tote in the barn over there that leaks, so we're going to use that as the empty bottom piece on the tower. And what that'll allow me to do is basically the same as we do our layers. So I'll be able to fill this up and extend the hose from it and be able to cover several paddocks before we have to move it. So they'll definitely empty out this tote before we move it. So let me get it set up, and then I got to break down some netting and get these birds moved. All right, I got this other tote on the truck. So this thing leaks right around here when it's on the for whatever reason this particular piece leaks, and so it worked great for what we used to use it for, which was before there was a water line, before the owner had a water line installed on this farm. We used to have to haul water out to the goats and the chickens almost daily, probably every couple of days, every 2-3 days actually. But this is how we used to do it. So I would put the tote on the back of the truck, fill it up right here, and drive out to wherever the chickens or the goats were at. We were typically able to run the cattle back to a stream or something, but with the goats on much smaller paddocks and the chickens on much smaller paddocks, that was difficult. So this is how we got water out, and it was quite simple. I'd set it up in the back of the truck, fill it up about halfway with water. I would take this piece of a PVC pipe and just hold it right here, and then aim it into the bucket and let her rip. But now this thing will be repurposed for the new broiler water tower. Alright, so I have thread taped the heck out of this thing. This one was actually leaking a little bit too, but it was actually around the valve, and I've been able to stop it with thread tape. So we'll get the water going out of their old barrel and start filling up this new one. Alright, so while that water's filling up, and before I go break down the netting, I'm going to check these feeders, try to get an idea of how many feed bags I need to bring out. So all these feeders appear to be at least halfway full. I'm pretty full. So out of these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 feeders, I think that's going to be about 2 bags. So yeah, the chickens actually ran out of water, so they are just, since I filled it up this morning, they are attacking that hose. So really, man, golly, we don't need a whole lot of feed. And part of that is probably because they ran out of water. So when they don't, see, this is them gathering on that hose. So if they don't have water, they don't eat. because this is really dry crumble, and they got to have water. So they probably ran out of water late last night. Not late, but in the evening, before the sun went down. So it's not like they've been out of water for too long. But I'm sure they continue to eat, and now they're really thirsty, and they're not going to eat a whole lot more until they can drink. So now they're drinking, and as you can see, some of them are really starting to make their way out to these feeders. The ground is really wet, so I imagine quite a few of them are able to harvest dew to some extent off of the grass blades. But anyhow, I think we need about 4 bags of feed. So I'm going to start breaking down this netting and grab that feed. Alright, so I got my netting unhooked. It's not hot. I just want to show y'all real quick how we do it. So this is the poly braid running to the source of the power. Alligator clamps, whenever I unhook them, a lot of times I just clip it on these vertical wires. So on this poultry netting, only the horizontal wires are hot. These are not hot, so I just clip it right there for somewhere to sit. And I just want to point something out here on this new paddock. So basically on this row right here, so where we started at the brooder and we're coming down this way, we're basically at the end of this this paddock here, this particular pasture, which is about 6 acres. So we're coming up on the fence line, and there won't, if I run the paddocks the exact same as I've been running, I'll end up leaving a little strip on the outside. So right by the fence line, it'll be just too large of a strip. So it's more than half a netting running this way, and then once we get here, basically what's going to happen is this paddock is going to be longer and more narrow than their previous paddock, but that's okay. The goal is here, because we're going to have to turn this corner, the goal is here to have our next seam where 2 nettings meet to be in the direction we're heading. So here I'll be able to hook on, run my next netting straight up, and they'll be able to turn the corner and start heading back towards that red roof barn. And starting down here at the bottom of the hill is ideal, because as they run, up the hill, they're started way down here, they come this way, now they're turning this corner, and they're going to go back. So now any rains or whatnot that we get in the future, they're going to wash manure downhill. So the birds will be off of that, because they will be on the uphill side of it as they go back. And then our next batch, which is in the brooder now, they'll come out and they'll basically just pick up wherever these left off until we can zigzag our way across this entire pasture. And the plan is 2,000 birds, so 4 batches of 500. And by the looks of it, judging on how much time these birds have left, we should be able to cover this whole 6 acres with Cornish Cross, which is a whole lot of nutrients being dumped on the ground, and this pasture desperately needs it. So we're hoping to see dramatic improvements, especially next year. I mean, we'll see, chickens grow grass. If you're moving chickens, if you don't have grass and you're moving them, regularly, they're going to grow grass. You leave them in one spot too long, you're not going to grow anything. But anyhow, so what we did is we turned to the corner, so I had to meet this netting right here. Even though this paddock is going to be a little more narrow, I still had to meet this netting over here, because this is where I'm going to disconnect it to let it through. Now the birds aren't so big of an issue, but the dog, she'll get out and roam around for a few hours before she come back. So So we have to meet this netting just to keep her in. So that kind of puts this at a funky angle. We'll never be able to reach my far end there. So if we keep the netting in this location. So this is just temporary so that nobody escapes. And so what I do when I'm just running them temporary and I'm gonna have to adjust it is I barely push them in. You know, just barely step that stake in, half of it's out of the ground, and that'll allow me to adjust this from one spot. So I'll be able to pull, all these will come out of the ground. The objective is to lay them in the right direction, get the end of this netting all the way to the end of that netting where I've already set up once I open this. So let's get to work. All right, I got the paddock opened up. Of course, Atlanta's the first one through. And we got a few of these birds. I mean, they were right here in this corner when I opened it up, and they just saw the opportunity to forage. So yeah, these Cornish Cross, they forage quite well. Like I said, this is a brand new paddock. Never been to it, and they're gonna find food. They're gonna pluck seed heads. They're going to eat any little bugs, critters that are on the ground. They'll march through this whole paddock. But anyhow, we're going to get the water moved, the shelters moved, the feeders moved, and then close this thing off. Just got finished with taking care of all the broilers, the ones out on pasture and the ones in the brooder. So if you guys haven't seen that video and you're interested, check it out. And so right now I'm in the barn loading up feed, about to go move the layers. So the new flock of 600 is what I'm about to move. And I just wanted to take a minute and say, you know, if you guys enjoy what you're seeing or like this content I'm putting out, you know, like it and subscribe it. Basically, subscribe to the channel. Basically, the only way I know that anybody's getting anything out of this or enjoys this content is if you are subscribed. So please, if you like it, hit that subscribe button and we'll keep putting it out. Thanks, guys.